Greetings. Why, greetings, travelers. I hope there are some travelers here with me. If you are a traveler and you are in the chat, I will await your inputs. There is a traveler here, a HD Ambrose. Welcome to the inaugural ARTPG session 01. It tastes revolting. It is hot cat piss. To succeed with 2 C's and 2 E's, I ask to you, traveler. Is it 2? It's 2 C's? Success? Oh, golly gosh. I am your DM, your Doodle Master. I am the Doodle Master. I expect the utmost respect. If anyone out there pays me no respect, you're in great big trouble. So, an overview of the basic system and mechanics for what we are about to experience. And no one should make fun of my hat. The moment someone makes fun of my hat, I'm gonna go home. Sorry, I don't normally have this problem. This doesn't normally happen to me. Okay. I expect respect. The system will function as thus. Mon chéris. So, initially, we will pick an active player. We will pick the active player. So you all have a chance to become the active player. The selection command for active player will be a D100. When I call for the select, I will enable this stupid countdown. I have so many stupid windows. Where even is the countdown? Here it is. When I open to selection, a timer will commence. Here is the timer. During this time is a time for people to each get to roll 1 D100 by entering this command in the chat. Everyone could try now if you wish. At that point, Snake Doodle will become the active player. We will be in a situation where Snake Doodle can now enter a choice into the chat. So, hypothetically, I want to look under the rock, says Snake Doodle. At this point, Snake Doodle, as active player, will input the text input, and then we'll roll a D6. And that's how we will get the resolution. 1 is bad. Very bad. Critical failure. Crying. Very bad. 2, bad again. 3, very bad again. Very bad stuff. Now, 4, 5 are very nice. Very happy. Green. At 6, critical pass. Congratulations. You are the winner. But it will not be so simple. This seems simple. It will not be, because as you can see, regard the HUD. Here. On the HUD, we have our abilities. When we generate our characters, some abilities might get a +1, but some naughty abilities might get -1s. We will apply these plus and minuses onto our rolls for success and or failures. That's pretty much it. We will have an inventory and stuff like that. So, now we are going to generate our characters. What we're going to do is we're going to get suggestions for our characters. So let's have our first round of, well, I want everyone to suggest a character. You know, it could be a wizard, it could be a accountant, it could be anything you want. Absolutely anything. It could be a frog. Okay, we've got a wizard. Truck Fan has suggested a wizard. A druid. Car salesman, sorry. Oh wait, no, art with a miner. Okay, we're going to go in order. Now I'll draw very quick pictures. Here's a wizard. There he is. He's got ears. I don't know where I've seen him before, but he seems familiar to me. We've got a druid. I guess a druid is he's kind of like a wizard, but he's got dirt and shit on his face. So he'll sort of be let's have our druid be like a mountain man. And he's got like furs on. And he's all gross. And he stinks like shit. And he has flies. And maybe he's got a stick. And he walks around. And a miner. He's got a little hat with a light. Maybe he can barely see from his helmet. Maybe he's got a mustache. Or maybe it's a girl. We'll make the miner is a female miner. But she's like we can make her short and strong. As she hangs out down in the mines. The wizard's going to have a +1 in magic. The druid's going to have a +1 in magic. And the miner's going to have a +1 in strength. Though the wizard's going to suffer a -1. A -2 we're going to say in strength actually. I should have made more space. And maybe the miner is a bit more basic athletics. But now is a time to be called upon. Now will be character select. So we're going to choose. Someone is going to get the choice to pick one of these characters. So I'm going to open the selection process. This is an important one. I'm going to use important music. Do not roll yet. Do not get excited. Here we go. Everyone, please roll a D100. 1D100. 1D100. Yes. Okay, it's going to close very soon. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's closed. You can pick our character. This music does slap. It is the best track of all time, made by the one and only HD_ Ambrose. Miner is the choice. Miner wins. Ambrose the Miner. This is your character. So now we'll enter the sheet. What did I say? +1, +1. 1 fort. 1 jump. Oh wait, and basic items will be a mining pick. We're going to listen to the sounds of the cave. Appropriate for the miner. Is this voice that I'm talking in incredibly annoying? Explosives, Amar. Oh, a canary. Okay, a canary. And I'm not going to give you explosives because I feel like that might be easily exploited. But perhaps we can find them later. Harlan Ambrose, give me a name for the miner. I request you to name the miner appropriately. The canary's name is Elway. No, Elway is done. You did it. Okay, we ready to see some magic? The overlay is about to come active. Now. Your HUD is up. It worked. We're all doing very well. Now, we will be finding our location. I request locations. It could be a cave. It could be the pizza shop. It could be outer space. It could be the bottom of the ocean. Cave. Truck fan. Very imaginative truck fan. We have a cave. Car yard. Let me turn. An antique house. Like a house that sells antique. So we have the cave. The spooky cave. That's the cave. What a good picture of a cave. Whoa, it's a foreboding circular cave. A car yard. Here's a picture of a car. But then there's a car upside down. Because it's like a busted car yard. And then an antique house. An antique house. Oh, it's time to stretch, baby. Everyone stretch. An antique house. Is that a house that sells antiques, or is the house itself ancient and an antique? I'm going to say it's a house that sells antiques. A shop. It's an antique shop called Antique House. It's got a window. It's got antiques like a ship in a bottle. It has a dresser and a vase. No, it's an antique house. We've decided, Amar. Okay, we're going to open now 1D100s. Whoa, but Amar has rolled an 85. Amar, the floor is yours. To the antique house. Are we ready to hear what the antiques house sounds like? Oh, it's got Vangelis playing. Is someone working on an anvil? We are now ready to commence the game. Believe it or not. Smashing the bad vases on the anvil, exactly. So now we are entering Act 1. So I will be in the process of drawing. This is the antique shop. antique house. One fine day, not too long ago, a young miner from the city of Minesville approaches the antique house. What is she looking for? We do not quite yet know. She opens the door of the house and the door opens. Whoop. The door is open, and inside the house is a little old man with little old glasses, who is there holding an antique vase. The little old man looks at Elway and says, "Ah, welcome to my shop, my friend. How may I help you today?" That's his mouth moving. "I see you maybe have an interest." Oh, here we go. "I see you have an interest in fine vases. Is it a vase that you seek?" Okay, I am opening the floor for inputs. Is it a vase that you seek? 1. Ka-chong. Door has closed. Harlan Ambrose, please enter your input. I shall draw Elway here. She is ready for the adventure. I remove my bird from my pocket and I say, "Do you have any antique bird cages?" Here's the bird. She has pulled out the canary. "Do you have any antique bird cages?" The old man thinks. He scratches his head. "An antique bird cage. I believe I may." I am now going to roll on behalf of the old man into the chat. He rolls a 2. He comes back with a bird cage. But it is all fucked up. It's all bent and warped. The door has fallen off on the ground. The hook on top isn't very good. The bird perch inside does not look very good. It's unsure if Meatloaf is happy or sad. I'll take it. Harlan Ambrose takes it. Okay, well, here you go. That will, of course, cost money. I assume you have money in your pockets. You look in your pockets, you have no money. The inventory does not say money. I am sorry. I have my birds' antidepressants, says Elway. Antidepressants? I am severely depressed because, as we all know, the evil, tyrannical, the evil, tyrannical mobster named Gilby has been shaking. Oh, I need to talk in his voice, don't I? The evil, tyrannical mobster Gilby has been shaking down my shop. As you can see, he smashed all my bird cages. He even broke this fine vase. And he's a real son of a gun. I'll tell you what, if only there was a hero. If only there was a hero somewhere around here who could stop Gilby's evil reign of terror. He even wears a cool necklace. And he has 2 ear piercings in each ear and a big pointy nose. He does not accept the antidepressants, no. But he has perhaps given us a quest? Does the chat choose to take the quest? I mean, it's really up to you. But Gilby has been terrorizing the local establishment. Listen, I will give you a functional bird cage. I will also give you a really nice vase if you can speak to Gilby on my behalf and tell him to stop messing with all my vases and smashing my cages. I accept. I am assuming we're accepting the quest because I don't really want to stand around in this shop talking about bird cages and vases for the rest of the session. Elway leaves the shop and enters the city street. It's raining. It is a dark and rainy evening. The rain pours down as Elway loads her ambient music, walks out. That's her little feet. Elway has heard of this Gilby before. He is the most notorious mobster in all of, I don't know, Tandron Town. You know, there is a bar where many of the mobsters seem to drink and hang out. The bar is called... Does anyone have a name for our bar? Feel free. The windows are closed. It's called the Pig and Owl. I should have known. There is also an imposing figure who stands in front of the bar with big, strong arms. You approach the Pig and Owl bar. The imposing figure stands before you. He's probably a bouncer. He's got a big scar on his face. Big knuckles and his arms are crossed. How do you draw? Does anyone know how to draw someone with crossed arms? Is it kind of like... He's sort of holding his arm. He's got big muscles. And he's got a tattoo that strikes out of you. That you enjoy the look of. The tattoo is of a crab. Ambrose again with the input. What do you say to the imposing man? Are you a lover of birds or rocks or letters from my mum? I will get you to roll a D6. This will be a talk test. Remember, we have a -1 to talk. So please roll a D6. A 2, which brings you to a 1. You approach the man and you say, hello. Are you a lover of birds or rocks or letters from my mom? The man looks at you. You've never seen a man so angry. His brow furrows. The man grabs you and picks you up. And he carries you into the back room of the Pig and Owl and throws you down onto a chair. And he says, what are you doing come around here asking about that kind of stuff? Oh, you're talking about letters from your mum, are you? Talking about letters from your mum at the Pig and Owl? That's embarrassing, isn't it? Hey? How about you pull out this... How about you pull out this letter from your mum and you give it to a read for me right here, right now. I want to hear what it says. Letter from your mum. What does that mean? Letter from your mum. As we all know, mum is the queen because we're in England, aren't we? Right? So you're saying you got a letter from the Queen? Is that what you're saying? I'll be very interested to know. We are in the town of Tandron Town in balmy old England. It's raining outside. Look, there's a window. The Queen is my mum, you say, eh? Do we pull out the letter to read to this man? He looks very angry. He's even got a little knife. He pulls out a little knife. It's very little though. It's literally like this big. Oh, I got this knife. I bought it from the shop. It cost me 14p. But it's very sharp. I peel oranges with it. You read it honestly. He reads it honestly. Okay. You dip into your pocket and pull out the letter. It's a letter that you've read many times before. It's crumpled. and it's obviously very sentimental to you. You pull out the letter and you read it. It says, "To my dearest Pickle, always remember that you are loved. Believe in yourself. Kiss, hug, kiss, Mummy." Can you believe it? Can you believe it? He hears and he sees this letter. His eyes open wide, and we see into his memory. He has a memory back in the day of his dear Mammy with her long, beautiful hair, holding him as a wee babe, swaddled, as she rocked in a rocking chair singing the national anthem of Great Britain that we all know goes, "The Queen, she's true blue, she's a da-da-da-da." And the tattoo that you thought was a crab, that's right. You look closer and you realize he's actually a mammy. "My dear old mummy," he says. "My dear old mummy, I haven't seen her in nigh on 45 months or so, give or take. Your letter that you read to me here today has touched me to the bottom of my heart. Your mummy calls you Pickle, my mummy called me Cucumber. Looks like we're just two pickles in a brine. I assume you're here to meet Gilby. I'll take you to him now." Wow, guys, well done. So we're exiting out of Act 1 as of right now. Thank you, Mammy. Thank you, Mammy. And thank you for your letter. It really meant a lot. And for everyone out there in the chat, please remember, always remember that you are loved and that you should believe in yourself. Okay? We are entering Act 2. So you, Elway, are led into the bowels of the Pig and Owl Tavern. Actually feels a bit like a cavern, which isn't bad because you're a miner, you're used to being in these kind of places. You go deep down inside, and there you're led to a back room where there's a big wooden table, and behind it sits a man. He's facing the other direction, looking out a window at it's like it's raining outside. He's really big. He's really fat. This is meant to be him. This is meant to be him sitting the other direction. He's sort of like this. I guess these are his like shoulders. On his table is a steak and a glass of red wine. Lightning flashes every once in a while, illuminating the scene. You're led in front, and the big guy who's crying about his mammy with his big hands. On the wall is a painting of I don't know, some like a ship captain or something. Looks like Captain Crunch. You're led into the room, and the big guy, I need to just draw their heads. The big guy, he looks and he says, "Oi, boss, I got someone here to see you." You say, "Hi." And around turns a figure, an imposing figure with a big pointy ass nose. Unhappy looking frown on his face. He's got two big earrings. He's got a tiny little mouth, and he turns around in his chair. He turns around, and he puts his big hands on the table and starts eating his steak, just gobbling it down with his tiny little mouth. And he says, "Oh, hello there. Oh, how you going? How can I help you?" Alright, I'm opening the floor. 20. Okay, the truck fan. You are the active participant here. Truck fan uses bird with earring. Can you please roll a 1d6 for me, truck fan? Oh boy. You've rolled a 2. You've rolled a 2. You pull your bird out and you whisper in the bird's ears. Hey little bird meatloaf. The earring, it's, you know, when we're down in the mine and we collect gems, the earring's a gem. As you're saying this, they all progressively, what's going on there? Progressively nonplussed. Is that a fucking little bird? He says. At that moment, Meatloaf flies to try and pluck the earring, but the man catches the bird. And bites its head clean off. The bird is no more. Blood sprays across the room and down your face, down his face. I'm opening the floor for actions again. You stand in shock. Meatloaf is dead. Oh, everything's flashing. This is the rain outside. It's very dramatic. On the window. We were willing to talk, but this guy's a monster. We're taking the pickaxe. I'm going to try and chop him up. Oh my heavens. We are going to enter combat now. I'm going to put on the combat music. Okay, please, you draw your axe, pickaxe. There's blood everywhere. He's got blood on him. There's blood on his steak. The body of your bird on the ground. Please roll a 1d6. Whoa, my golly gosh. You're full of rage. You jump up onto the table and you say, you add your pickaxe into his head. He loses all HP. He's dead. At this moment, in shock, the large man standing behind you, he says, "No! What have you done now?" This is his damage roll. He kicks you in the back. Oh, I forgot to put your health on the overlay. You did have health, believe it or not. He kicks you in the back for 2 damage. You fall behind the table. What do? I'm opening for active player. No, it's for input truck fan, please. 80. You pick up the wine glass. What do you wish to do with it? The figure looms closer into the room. Oh, you've made a big mistake this day, he says. You've made a big mistake. So are you trying to use the wine glass? What do you do with the wine glass? And like the best champagne, it's vintage, dated. Is that what you're saying? Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There's a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by the same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle and like the best French champagne, it's vintage, dated. What are you saying? Okay, roll a 1d6. This will be a talk roll. We'll have a -1. You just killed the biggest crime boss in all of... What was it called? In all of Tandrin Town. 1. A critical failure. While trying to talk. So that was literally, you rolled 0. You had a -1. I'm not sure you could have rolled any worse. While trying to talk, as you talk, the French champagne has always been... The wine spills out of the cup. You speak as the wine fills your mouth. You suffer 1 damage and have 1 poison damage. The man begins to approach from behind the table. Oh, you've had it now. He pulls his little knife. I bought this for 14p. I know you love your mummy. But how about you love being stabbed by a knife? He says and shrugs. Well, no, okay, we've got ourselves in the situation. The knife is very small. We're going to give it a -4 to damage. So I'm going to roll a 1d6 with a -4. You have 2 health and 1 drunken poison damage. Oh. You take 1 damage. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. With a -4, you take that damage. You've got 1 poison health. You're going to need to solve your poison soon, or that poison damage will take effect. This makes this kind of pretty dramatic, doesn't it? But I guess this you're crawling on the floor. The wine's on the floor. That's you crawling. The knife is in your back. The man looks at you and says, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna be the new crime boss. And the first act as boss is gonna be, kill you. I'ma do a killing. I'ma do a kill. That's what I do." I open the floor for input. All this mayhem because we broke a few vases, broke a bird cage, and all this. You look up to him and say, "You messed up when you killed Meatloaf. Gonna have to take out the torch." Oh, you're not saying that. While you're saying that, "You messed up when you killed Meatloaf." He says, "I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that." Which is, for some reason, you quickly light it, I guess. You stand there brandishing the torch. It lights the room. Throw it at him. Alright, go for it. Roll a 1d6. I guess this will be a fort roll, so you're going to get a +1. A 3 with the +1, as we remember. 3 would be a fail, but you have a +1 in your fort. You throw the torch, it comes sailing through the air. Whoa. Whoa! It hits him square in the head. Whoa! 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 He loses 2 points of damage and has 1 ongoing fire damage. Whoa! Whoa! He starts screaming. Whoa! You get up off the floor and hightail it. That's your arms. You run out of the building. From outside the front of the bar, You're like running out here, and you hear a loud crash. And from the upper window comes falling the man. There's a flaming inferno. He's gone and like broken out of the window. There's a big flaming body hits the ground. He's dead. He's obviously dead. What a disaster, you say to yourself. You run back to the antique shop. Congratulations, you survived. You come running back into the antique shop through the rain. And you arrive back to the shop. The man is there. You come running back, coated in blood. You've suffered some loss. Oh, we've lost our pickaxe as well. You come in, the man's there. He's using a little hammer. Clonk, 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 clonk. Clonk, clonk. You no longer need the birdcage. You come in, and the man looks at you and he says, "Ah, hello, traveler. Welcome back. How are things?" You look at him, panting. You've got one ongoing poison damage. As you enter the place, you just fall. You collapse onto the ground, and everything goes to black. Time obviously passes, and you begin to just sort of open your eye, right? That's your eyeball. And there you see the smiling face of the man who works at the shop looking down on you. That's his smiling face. He's looking down at you, and he has a tray of tea, but he's serving the tea in vases because he's got too many vases. And he says, "Oh, you took a spill. You were looking worse for wear. I took this out of you as well. This was in your back." And he pulls out the tiny little knife. This whole time, it was still in your back. "That must have smarted. That must have really hurt. Well, I think you're safe now. Would you like a spot of tea with me? This is ye old London Terrytown after all." Okay, I will open the floor for an input now. "So, did you take care of our problem?" Okay, you look at the man and you say, "Turns out the whole thing was a wash. Lost a friend, but feels like I gained one. Hey, how about when we finish this tea, you show me what kind of earrings you're selling?" He looks at you and he smiles. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. He laughs. Ha 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 ha. You both sip down your tea. Oh, Jesus. You sip down your tea. In the room is an enormous selection of earrings. I'm going to say there's a bird earring. Looks like a chicken McNugget. We've got a big ring. "Oh, I see you got a fine taste in earrings. You can have whatever you want. Because I just saw on the news there's been a double murder. Someone has murdered 2 people at a bar. And I'm hoping it was you. And I'm hoping that means no one's going to come and buy one of my vases again." Because what happened was they kept buying vases, and then he kept saying that the vase fell off the counter because the vases I make have a round bottom, a completely circular bottom, and the vase keeps falling off the tables and breaking, and he'd come in and say, "I want my money back." And I would say, "Stop breaking me fucking vases, are you crazy? What, are you crazy? And now you took care of it for me. I hear 2 people were killed. Thank you, because they were bad customers. Complaining about my vases. He shows you one of his vases, and it looks like this. It's all like wobbly. He's obviously been making it in the store. And you look on the bottom, and it's got a completely circular base. It's not flat at all. It's just a completely circular. What a long way we've all come. Time to stretch. The chickens it is. Congratulations. I think that's the resolution to the journey. I think that's the end. Well done. Congratulations. Multiple people died. The building burned down as well, by the way. You later hear on the news that bar burned down. And everyone who was inside. Everyone who was trying to have a drink was burned alive. So yeah, congrats guys. You did really good. You did really good. Thanks for tuning in to my my game. I think there's still a bit of troubleshooting. This was our trial run session. Yeah, I hope it functioned. All the best, everyone. Peace be with you. Peace and love. Thanks again.